Just as water is the essence of all life, public service is the essence of Carolyn Farb's life. And tonight, you are appropriately gathered to honor her for that public service and her ever-flowing sense of philanthropy. In her 30 years of public service, Carolyn Farb has been changing the world one corner at a time, making Houston, Texas, indeed the nation and the globe better places to live, and affecting the lives of thousands through her fundraising and her attention drawn to the issues.
I had a dream. I had a dream that one day there would be a Carolyn Farb in my life.
Born Carolyn Friedman in West University, she had many influences to set her feet upon a path that would change the face of Houston and communities around the globe. One of the main influences in her life was her grandfather, Jakey Friedman, who was the legendary oil, hotel, and gambling mogul, most famous perhaps as the founder of the famed Sands Hotel in Las Vegas. As a regular visitor to the hotel during summer vacation, Carolyn had the opportunity to see the philanthropic activities of the hotel, as well as witnessing her grandfather's donations to clothe poor families, helping others start businesses, sending the children of employees to college, and even playing gin rummy with a financially strapped publisher in the hope of losing enough to help the newspapers survive some tough times.
You, Carolyn Farb, have probably been one of the premier people in my life who has actually made my dreams come true, and I thank you.
Carolyn graduated from San Jacinto Senior High School and later attended Oklahoma University. While at OU, she studied journalism and was on the Dean's List, a member of the Sigma Delta Tau sorority, and an honorary wing commander for the Air Force ROTC. When her beloved son Jake was 3 years old, Carolyn began work on the first public television auction in the country for KUHT, which raised $50,000, a huge amount of money for that day. And after this first success, she began to volunteer on even bigger events.
I had a dream. I had a dream that I'd have a magazine, and Carolyn Farb would be on the front cover.
Let's fast forward now to the year 2000. Her Quest for Excellence event benefiting the University of Houston College of Natural Sciences and Mathematics raised in excess of $3 million. Carolyn has set the standard of fundraising by thinking out of the box. She once said that fundraising is a fine art, creating miracles. And miracles she has created, touching medical research, children's charities, women's issues, all levels of education, the environment, and certainly the arts, senior citizens, and so much more. She made history as the first Gala chair to raise $1 million at one event, which was known as the $1 Million Evening.
Hello, I'm Dominique Saxo with KPRC Local 2. Thank you so much for being here tonight. When you think over the past 30 years, the things that you've done and accomplished, many of you might focus on career or family. Well, for Carolyn, it's been all those things, but it's also been 30 years of philanthropy. And in those 30 years, we're talking about $50 million that has been raised, not just locally, but for charities and groups and involvements all across the world. And when I think about Carolyn and her work and her passion for the arts and her passion for culture, and I think about our great city, and I realize that it wouldn't be what it is today without the work of Dr. Carolyn Farb, and we are so grateful for you.
It first was very obvious to me when you helped us in the neurofibromatosis organization, when Bob Hopkins and I and many others had struggled for years to get some kind of recognition to raise money for grants to research that very dreadful disease. And you came with a very, very simple solution. You pulled it off beautifully, and you raised enough money for us to start a research program that is still going and growing today.
I had a dream that I would have a world magazine, that everybody in the world's lives would be changed because of philanthropy.
All of us who want to approach philanthropy and do a better job at it have learned so much from you and have benefited. And we join really all of those thousands who've benefited and literally the hundreds who have worked with you in congratulating you on this great honor you received tonight.
know the folks here tonight in your presence are grateful for every bit of work that you've done and will probably push you to continue to do more, because our city and our world would not be the same without you.
And you, Carolyn Farb, are receiving the inaugural Founders Award presented by Philanthropy World Magazine and Philanthropy Incorporated. Congratulations.